Hello and welcome. This is Susan Lopresti. I am so happy to have you here with me today. I want to talk about weight gain, and let's look at the correlation between weight gain and menopause. And let's get a feel for what it's all about because I know that in coaching clients, I mostly work with midlife women who are in their 50s and older, usually. I get some that are earlier in their 40s, but mostly in 50s and older. And almost all of them come to me with one of the complaints of weight gain and not doing anything different than they ever did before. Let's look at that and the correlation between menopause that leads to weight gain. So, muscle loss in itself leads to a lower metabolism. And as you know, if you are not working out, especially as you're getting older, you are definitely losing muscle mass. So when you lose muscle, you get a lower metabolism. So you're not burning energy as quickly as you normally did. We're also moving less and we're burning less calories. And we consume more calories than we think that we're consuming. During perimenopause and menopause, estrogen drops, which leads to the body storing fat around the middle. Menopause, one of the most frustrating changes in a woman's body at this time, is of course weight gain and the difficulty in losing weight. Because it's one thing to gain weight, and when you're younger, you watch your diet for a week and you could drop 3 pounds or 4 pounds easily. When you're in menopause, it's not that easy to do. That's definitely a problem. So, why is that? There are a few reasons why that happens. Starting at around age 35, we start to lose about a half a pound to a pound of muscle per year if we are not actively replacing it. And like I mentioned, less muscle results in lower metabolism. That one statement tells you exactly what is needed to be done to maintain a strong metabolism. But I'll get into that in a moment. We tend to become a little bit more sedentary as we get older. Perhaps because we may be slowing down in responsibilities, like our kids are grown, and so we're not chasing kids around, and maybe we don't have grandchildren yet. We're more tired than before with less energy to move the body daily. And once you stop exercising, then it could be really hard to get back into it. It's like anything else. If you're consistent, you're good. But once you stop, restarting that process, and it's like, oh, would I rather watch TV or, go take a walk? But the bottom line is less movement, less calories burned daily. And you may be consuming more calories than you think. Think about the snacks that you're eating, and especially on the weekends, all the treats, alcohol, etc. So, what can you do? Well, you could eat more real foods, mostly plants, but not too much. You have to be more acutely aware of what you're eating as you age. Get rid of all the processed stuff because that screws with your hormones and it just wreaks havoc on your whole body. With fluctuating hormones already in the works, eating crap will cause inflammation and it will actually amplify your menopausal symptoms. And I'm not a big believer in strict diets because you set yourself up for real strict, rigorous types of routines and you're going to fail sooner or later. The main reason I am not is because they're not sustainable long term. They're great while you're on them, but the minute that you slack off, the weight is going to creep right back in. And it's like a roller coaster ride. You're losing and you're gaining, and that's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to live. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to lose the weight that is needed to live a healthier lifestyle. We don't need to be consumed primarily with the number on the scale. Yes, you should know what your ideal or healthy weight number should be, based on your age and your height, but don't get fixated on that number. There are many variables affecting that number, but you just need to know what your ideal weight should be for you and try to gauge when you're moving away from that number and reel yourself back in. And like I said, because I'm not a believer of strict or fad diets, this is my recommendation for you to achieve optimal wellness. And the ideal weight for you, keep in mind, everyone is different, right? And so I believe in this type of weight loss, but it may not be for you. But I would certainly suggest that if you're struggling to pick a diet that you think could work well for you and is sustainable and can be sustainable, that you would at least try this one. So you want to eat primarily a plant-based diet that is loaded with as many fruits and vegetables that you like. Ideally, home cooking is best because you want to use the best ingredients. You want to use good cooking oils, lots of natural seasonings from herbs and spices, and also perhaps using natural fruit juices. Like if you're making fish, let's say, squeezing lemon or orange on fish is so delicious, especially in the summertime if you do it on the grill. You want to experiment with using herbs and spices and staying away from special sauces and condiments that are loaded with salt and preservatives and unnatural seasonings, because those are the things that are going to cause you to retain water. You want to be sure that you're eating an abundance of antioxidants, which contain flavonoids, polyphenols, anthocyanins, and you want to add them into your diet on a daily basis. Antioxidants are your friends that are fighting against aging. You want to be eating fresh fruits and veggies as much as possible. But if you find that they spoil before you get a chance to cook them, I like to suggest frozen fruits and vegetables that only contain the fruit or the vegetable. You're not looking for any added sugar or special sauces. You want to stay away from those. And the reason why I like frozen fruits and veggies is that they stay much longer than if you buy fresh. And for me, what generally happens is that I end up throwing out some fruits or vegetables that I did not get a chance to consume before they went bad. What I do is I buy enough fresh produce that I know that I will be cooking within the next 2 or 3 days. And then I will buy frozen. I don't food shop more than once a week, and that's why I do it this way for me, because I'd rather just go to the supermarket one time a week. I remember back when I was a kid, my mom would food shop every day, buy completely fresh for what she was buying that day. I grew up in Brooklyn, so she went to the butcher store, and then she went to the fruit store, and then she went to the cheese store and the bread store. Every food group had their own store. And today we're all about getting things done quick and easy. And so most people will go to a very large supermarket and buy everything at once. So that's why I am okay with frozen fruits and vegetables, but like I said, provided that it's the only ingredient. With your hormones fluctuating and ultimately decreasing, your daily health habits are going to be key to helping you manage any weight gain during this time. And consistency is the magic word. And we know from the beginning that building muscle keeps your metabolism strong. You want to eat protein at every meal. This will keep you fuller, longer, and support your body in repairing and building muscle. And I'll talk more about animal protein in a minute, but if you want to be more plant-based, then there are other options for protein besides animal proteins. And so, what are the best plant based proteins that I would consider to be? The right plant based foods can be excellent sources of protein and other nutrients, often with fewer calories than animal proteins. Some plant based proteins that I like are soybeans and quinoa. Those are complete proteins, which means that they contain all 9 essential amino acids that we need. Others are missing some of these amino acids. The following helpful plant-based foods have a high protein content per serving. So tofu, tempeh, and edamame, those are all great choices. Soy products are among the richest sources of protein in the plant-based diet. The protein content varies with how the soy is prepared. These soy products also contain good levels of calcium and iron, which make them healthful substitutes also for dairy products. So speak to your doctor about eating soy. Especially if you have a thyroid condition, you will need to limit the amount of soy that you eat because it does interact with your thyroid. And if you're already struggling with your thyroid and to keep it at an optimal level, this may sabotage that. So you want to speak to your endocrinologist and let them recommend how much soy per week would be ideal for you to be eating. The next one is lentils. Red or green lentils contain plenty of protein, fiber, and key nutrients, including iron and potassium. So they're really, really great for us. And cooked lentils contain about 8.84 grams of protein per half cup. Lentils are a great source of protein to add to lunch or your dinner meals, and they can be added to stews, to curries. You could put them in your salad or your rice, and it just gives an extra portion of protein to your daily requirement. Chickpeas are another great source of plant-based protein. They're high in protein. They contain about 7.25 grams per half of a cup. And chickpeas can be eaten hot or cold. And they're highly versatile with plenty of recipes that are available online to you. They can, for example, also be added to stews and curries or spiced with paprika. You could roast them in the oven. Peanuts is another great protein. They're protein rich. They're full of healthy fats and may improve heart health. They contain about 20.5 grams of protein per half cup. Peanut butter is also rich in protein with 3.6 grams per tablespoon, making peanut butter sandwiches a helpful, complete protein snack. But you want to stay away from processed peanut butters. So try those that you could get in a health food store where they're making them on the premises because they have a lot less sugar to them. And then there's almonds, and almonds offer 16.5 grams of protein per half cup. They're also a good amount of vitamin E found in almonds, and they're great for your skin and your eyes. Spirulina, and I have to make a mental note about spirulina because I've been wanting to add that back into my diet and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So this is a great reminder for me. Spirulina is a blue or a green algae that contain around 8 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. It is also rich in nutrients such as iron, all the B vitamins, although not B12. It's missing that one. Spirulina is available online. You could buy it as a powder or a supplement. It could be added to water, to your smoothies, which is what I always do, and also your fruit juice. Or you could sprinkle it. If you buy it in powdered form, you can sprinkle it right over your salad or snacks. You could also put it on your yogurt. Quinoa, this is a favorite of mine. It is a grain with a high protein content, and it's a complete protein. Cooked quinoa contains 8 grams of protein per cup, and this grain is also rich in other nutrients, including magnesium, iron, fiber, and manganese. And it's also highly versatile. You could really do a lot with it. Quinoa can fill in for pasta and soups and stews. It could be sprinkled on a salad or eaten as the main course. Chia seeds and hemp seeds are complete sources of protein that can be used to make smoothies and yogurts and puddings. Seeds are low-calorie foods that are rich in fiber and heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Chia seeds are a complete source of protein that contain 2 grams of protein per tablespoon. So try adding chia seeds to a smoothie. Sprinkle them on top of a plant-based yogurt or soak them overnight in water or almond milk to make a pudding out of them. Chia seeds are available from some supermarkets, health food stores, and you can also buy them online. And then there's hemp seeds. Similar to chia seeds, hemp seeds are a complete protein. Hemp seeds offer 5 grams of protein per tablespoon. They can be used in a similar way to chia seeds, and hemp seeds can also be bought online. Rice and beans. Separately, rice and beans are an incomplete protein. Eaten together, this classic meal can provide 7 grams of protein per cup. Try rice and beans as a side dish, or mix rice, beans, and hummus together and then spread it on Ezekiel bread, which is made from sprouted grains, for a savory, protein-packed meal. Now keep in mind, Ezekiel bread is not gluten-free, but it is a healthier option to the other breads that are out there on the market. But if you're gluten-free, it is not. So you want to be mindful of that. Potatoes. Let's look at potatoes. A large baked potato offers 8 grams of protein per serving. Potatoes are also high in other nutrients such as potassium and vitamin C. You can add 2 tablespoons of hummus for a flavorful snack that is healthier than butter-covered potatoes and increases the protein content. 2 tablespoons of hummus contains about 3 grams of protein. I love hummus. It's a great addition to my diet, and I can use it with vegetables and just so many different things with hummus. And then you want to look at protein-rich vegetables. So many dark-colored leafy greens and vegetables contain protein. When you eat them alone, these foods are not enough to meet your daily protein requirements, but a few vegetable snacks can increase your protein intake, particularly when combined with other rich protein foods. A single medium stalk of broccoli contains about 4 grams of protein. Kale offers 2 grams of protein per cup. 5 medium mushrooms offers 3 grams of proteins. Try making a salad from baby greens with some quinoa sprinkled on top for a protein-rich meal. Ezekiel bread, again, is a nutrient-dense alternative to traditional bread. It's made from barley, wheat, lentils, millet, and spelt. Ezekiel bread is an excellent source for bread lovers who want a more nutritious way to eat toast or sandwiches. Ezekiel bread offers 4 grams of protein per slice. Get even more protein by toasting Ezekiel bread and spreading with either peanut or almond butter. And like I said, it's not gluten-free, so I want you to keep that in mind. And then animal protein. We definitely want to talk about animal proteins. I'm not against them, provided that, and I'll talk about the provisions. But animal protein sources such as meat and fish, poultry, eggs, dairy are similar to the proteins that are found in your body already. These are considered to be complete sources of protein because they contain all the essential amino acids that your body needs to function effectively. Some animal products are complete sources of protein, such as fish, various types of eggs, dairy products such as cheese, milk, and whey, red meat from cows, bison, and deer, poultry from sources such as chicken, turkeys, and also quail. Animal proteins are complete, but plant-based proteins are not. In total, there are about 20 amino acids that the human body uses to build proteins. These amino acids are classified as essential or non-essential amino acids. Your body can produce non-essential amino acids even if we do not get it from the foods that we eat. However, it cannot produce essential amino acids, which need to be obtained through your diet. So for optimal health, your body needs all the essential amino acids in the right ratio. Vitamin B12 is mainly found in fish, meat, poultry, and dairy products. Many people who avoid animal protein are deficient in vitamin B12. That's important to know. Vitamin D is only found in oily fish, eggs, and dairy. Some plants contain it, but the type found in animal foods is much better used by our body. And then there is DHA, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce DHA. It's an essential amino 3 fat found in fatty fish. It's important for brain health, and it's hard to get from plant-based sources. Then there is hema iron, is predominantly found in meat, especially red meat. It is much better absorbed in the body than non-heme iron from plant-based foods. Zinc is mainly found in animal protein sources such as beef, pork, and lamb. It is also more easily absorbed and used from animal protein sources. Of course, there are also plenty of nutrients found in plants that are lacking in animal foods. Therefore, eating balanced amounts of both is the best way to get all the nutrients that you need. That's my suggestion. Again, we're all individuals, and I don't want to say which is better for you. That is a choice that you need to make for yourself. But what I will say, and I want to make it clear, that if you are eating animal proteins, choose wisely. The labels read grass-fed only and free-range chicken or no artificial flavors, but what do they really mean? Decoding the labels on your food is an important task, especially as more and more hormones and unnatural ways of prepping and preserving food are linked to dangerous health issues. Let's look at some common terms. Grass-fed refers to cattle or other livestock like goats that graze independently for fresh food. Grass-fed animals are not given supplements like grain and therefore have a diet that most resembles natural. Free range is similar to grass-fed, except that it is typically used to describe poultry products. Free range means that the chickens or other livestock are allowed to forage for their own food. Eggs can also be labeled free range if they come from free range chickens. Commercially produced is not necessarily a label that you're going to find on food, and it refers to food that is mass produced. Typically, anything that comes in a box or a wrapper or a bag is commercially produced. So if you're thinking about cake mixes, cookies, snacks, frozen meals, candies, anything in a box or a bag, if it's not frozen, like I mentioned, a frozen fruit, a vegetable, but any other frozen foods, those are all commercially produced and they all contain preservatives, or you could check the bags to really look at the labels. You need to be your own investigative reporter and really know what you're looking for. Certified organic or certified organically grown, these terms mean an independent third party supports the product and has verified that it is grown and preserved using organic methods. It's without pesticides and hormones. Pasture raised, this term can be confusing because it sounds healthy. Pastures are green and grassy. So anything fed from a pasture has to be organic and natural, right? Not necessarily. Pasture-raised animals receive a supplement diet of grains, typically in the winter months. And so the animals are not 100% grass-fed. And then let's look at choosing grass-fed meat. The three main reasons for eating grass-fed meat are nutrition, animal welfare, and humane slaughter. Obviously, the biggest drawback is price, and especially today in today's economy. But let's put that aside for a moment. Organic foods are more expensive because they're higher quality. In simplest terms, grass-fed beef is easier on the digestive system. The meat contains a balanced combination of omega-6s and omega-3s. As far as animal welfare goes, although we can't be sure, it's pretty safe to assume that an animal who has the freedom to roam freely outdoors will have a higher quality of life than livestock in industrial farms and factories, because they're all bunched together, they're in these crates, they're fed antibiotics, they're breeding disease, and it's just a mess in there. And you don't even want to know about it because you'll stop eating animal protein altogether. If your diet is based on animal rights, choosing grass-fed is definitely for you. Let's look at the humane slaughter. According to the USDA Humane Slaughter Act of 1978 states that humane slaughter requires proper treatment and humane handling of all food animals slaughtered in USDA inspected slaughter plants. It does not apply to chickens and other birds. For example, some provisions of human slaughtering include keeping animals in an area that is familiar to them in order to reduce the stress that they get before they go to be slaughtered. Also, the killing of the animal should be instant, or the animal should be unconscious so that it does not feel the pain. Checking the meat labels at your grocery store will allow you to see if there is anything on the label about the animal being humanely raised, which can include humane slaughtering. How do you make decisions about your food? It gets a little bit complicating and overwhelming after a while. Standing in your grocery store, trying to decide between meat packaged with the label from the grocery store brand and the more expensive brand that says certified organic. How do you make that decision? Well, you need to ask yourself the following questions when trying to determine if you should purchase organic. How often does my family consume beef? What is the difference in price? How organic is the meat? You can make this determination by locating one of the terms above on the label. So pasture raised, grass fed, etc. Read more about the differences between organic and non-organic meats. If you cannot commit to 100% organic 100% of the time, shoot for 100% organic 50% of the time, let's say. So let's go back to how often you eat beef. If you eat beef twice a month, let's say, then I think it's okay to splurge and get it 100% organic because you're only eating it twice a month. But if you eat beef 3 times a week, that's 12 times a month. However you could fit it into your budget, if you feel strongly about it, maybe you'll forego other foods in order to be 100% organic. That's entirely up to you. Here are the 10 tips to achieve your ideal weight. Switch up your beverages. Studies show that simply adding more water to your diet may contribute to weight loss over time. Replacing sugar sweetened or high calorie beverages with water is especially useful in supporting a healthy weight, as these items not only are a source of empty calories, but individuals who consume soft drinks may actually eat more calories during the day. Focus on whole nutrient-dense foods. A well-rounded diet based on whole foods can naturally help support a healthy weight. Things like healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, and lean protein provide adequate nutrition while also contributing to the fullness factor. So fiber from plants is especially useful in supporting a healthy weight. It keeps you fuller for longer, meaning you're less likely to reach for snacks shortly after a meal. And they also support your gut health, which may have larger implications when it comes to weight gain. You want to limit your exposure to additives. Some compounds you're likely to encounter in your daily environment may contribute to weight gain by affecting the body's ability to metabolize fat. Contribute to weight gain. These chemicals may also be referred to as endocrine disruptors. Some examples of these additives are BPA, which is a compound found in many plastics and cans, also non-stick coating used on pans, pesticides, phthalates, chemicals found in plastics. These are all the different toxins that we're exposed to probably daily in some form or another. You also want to be able to manage your stress as best as you can. And I know that we live in a very stressful world, and I know that it's easier said than done, but stress may cause weight to increase in 2 ways. First, the body increases its production of stress hormones. When these hormones are triggered, the body goes into fat storage mode and becomes more effective at storing fat. The second way is emotional. Stress tends to cause people to seek comfort, often in the form of food, and that's natural. Many of us are like that, and you can't beat yourself up over it, but just being aware of it is important. In fact, the more stressed you are, the more you may be drawn to fatty, sugary foods. So not only are you more drawn to high-calorie foods when stressed, but your body is also more efficient at turning them into fat. I just want to talk briefly about some ways that we could reduce stress. Yoga is a great way. Exercise, meditation, which I do a lot of live meditation classes, so look out for that. Follow me on Instagram to catch that. Music also eliminates stress. Deep breathing and books. And then you want to eat mindfully. What does that mean exactly? When you're eating, try to slow down and be present, be in the moment, be grateful for the food, and try to chew each bite thoroughly. By trying to eat and chew mindfully, you may find that you're satisfied by a much smaller portion than when you're rushed and you don't take the time to consider the meal. Even if you work and eat lunch at your desk, you're working and you're taking bites, you're not paying attention to the food, and you may have been full a long time before you actually finish that meal. So when you're mindful and you're just enjoying the flavors and the texture of the food, and maybe you're giving thanks that you have this wonderful meal in front of you, you are paying attention and you're paying attention to your body. And you may decide, you know what? I think I'm done for now. Let me wrap it up or put it in the refrigerator, and maybe I'll eat the rest of it a little bit later. If you're trying to lose weight, make sure that you're not getting too hungry between meals. When this happens, you're more likely to binge on the foods that you're trying to limit. So not only are you more inclined to make impulsive and poor food choices, but you may end up eating far more than you normally would. And you want to cook your foods at home. Not only are portion sizes larger at restaurants, which leads people to eat more, but they're typically higher in fat and salt and sugar. So eating out can be a fun treat. But if you're getting the majority of your foods from restaurants, you may be consuming more calories than you realize. So start experimenting with cooking at home, especially now that it's wintertime and you're spending more time in your house. Cook at home. Explore a variety of whole foods and cooking techniques. And then you want to prioritize your sleep. Skipping out on sleep can cause disruptions in your circadian rhythms, which can increase inflammation in the body and create conditions conducive to weight gain. Sleep deprivation also causes your body to produce more ghrelin, which is a hormone that signals you to eat. Most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Then you want to look at exercising your body. Working out helps to relieve stress, it burns calories, and it gives your metabolism a boost, even when you're not working out. Make sure to have some protein following your workout to help support muscle repair. Start with resistance training. This will boost your metabolism, it will strengthen your muscles, and ultimately help you to burn more fat. It will help with bone density and joint health and encourage you to feel more excited to move. Weight training is also recommended where you work the larger muscles of your body, those which are used for pulling and pushing and squatting. These muscles are also known as the glutes, and they can help the hips and the thighs, and it keeps your trunk and your body upright. The core muscles also help with posture and need to be targeted to stay strong and help with any lower back pain as well. So keep active. You got to put in the effort to exercise. Get out there and walk. Lift some weights. Do something that you like, but move every day. Besides exercise for losing weight, studies have shown that regular exercise can slow down the aging process. In particular, 30 minutes of light cardio 5 times per week has been shown to provide a biological aging advantage when compared to sedentary adults. As you probably are aware, exercise is linked to reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. And we know that oxidative stress is what causes aging. A brisk walk on an incline, swimming, or cycling are all great cardio workouts. Aging decreases muscular elasticity, stability, speed, strength, and endurance. Yoga is a great anti-aging exercise that helps with all of these issues. Yoga helps to increase flexibility, and when combined with regular exercise, This will help maintain muscle mass for healthy bones. Yoga also works wonders on core strength to relieve back pain. Lastly, you don't need to be a gym rat to get your daily exercise. Do you like to garden? Take up tennis or go golfing. Take up pickleball. You'll be socializing and you'll be active, which is perfect because when we're getting older, we need to make sure that we're socializing. You need to be social in order to stay young. How about dancing? How about cleaning your home? The bottom line is whatever it is that you like to do, put the music on, dance and clean your home. Get moving. Don't sit in front of the TV for hours on end and then decide that you're going to go take a 20-minute bike ride. I mean, it's better than nothing, but stay active, stay active. You will see a world of difference in how you look and how you feel. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Please follow me on Instagram, and thank you very much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Take good care.